Good morning. My name is Josh McClure, and I'm the owner of McClure Sports. I've been the owner here for about 11, 12 years. I started 2011, 2012 in Charlotte, North Carolina. We came down to Georgia in 2018. I went to work at Winder High School as the head strength and conditioning coach for Ed Dudley. Was there for 4 years. Left in 2022 and started with SHREDmill as their customer support manager. Spent about 3 years with Tony and Christina as the customer support manager. Just recently decided to move on after we were able to create an onboarding process and for customer support to almost 200 coaches throughout the country. Very lucky, very blessed to be able to do that. Meet lots of great coaches, be able to network, but also be able to bounce ideas back and forth on the best application for SHREDmill, not just in a garage or in a small group private facility setting, but also in the high school setting. I started my SHREDmill training in the high school setting at Winder in 2018 with a shred sled, a little bit different than this, more resistance, and fixed at 15% incline. Wow, well, we've got a bird in here. Hopefully he gets out. We'll have at least one person in the audience today. Not sure many are live on YouTube, but we'll have one. That's the first time that's happened too. Interesting. The shred sled in a high setting, we had between 40 and 60 athletes per session that were doing it. We're getting between 4 to 6 each workout. We paired SHREDmill with every kind of exercise, every tier that we used in the weight room, just to be able to get all of them in, whether it was upper body, lower body, or total body. Off season, we ran it Monday, Wednesday, Friday with our lifting. I'm a tier session guy. Shout out to Joe Ken. Have always enjoyed tier system and its way to apply to larger groups, apply multi joint movements, also like multi-directional movements, just basically again athletic based training. In the in-season, twice a week, we did it Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Fridays we did not do it. Obviously, that was game for our football kids. Saw some great improvements. Once we got out of COVID, I had a laser timing system and the SHREDmill, and I did a 10-month study. Information is pinned to my Twitter account. You can check that out, all the improvements that we had here. Sammy is running a little behind today, so I'm just kind of starting with just some background about what we're going to do here, about this bird, maybe trying to get out, but also maybe not. Maybe he'll just want to hang out for a while and sit up on top of my my baskets up there. Go through what we're going to do a little bit different than what we do with our younger kids. Obviously, younger kids a little bit wider base of the pyramid, and then we build up as they get older. Sammy being a sophomore, going into his sophomore year in college. Not, but the intensity's way up. So with him today, we're going to do two. So we're going to work acceleration on the SHREDmill. We're going to pair it with a kind of what I would consider some of the combine type prep that most of these things we've learned and gotten from Tony Villani, who's been a mentor for a long time for me. I've learned a lot, not just SHREDmill wise, but game speed wise. Very grateful for all that he's invested in me on that front. We're going to do squats. We're going to keep it above 0.7 meters per second. So we're going to try find a right load for Sammy, probably somewhere around 315. We're going to do sets of 5. We're going to go from there to a broad jump outside on our broad jump mat. Then we're going to rest. Then we're going to do a wall drill prior to a gear 2. Measure the gear 2. Try to get between 50 to 65%. Sammy's been around 13. He's trying to chase his brother Max. Max currently is 14.2 miles per hour in gear 2, which is the highest that I've seen, second highest I've seen, excuse me, beside our garage gang leader, Braylon Burgess. So Sammy's still chasing that number. And then we're going to go outside and hit a laser 5 into 10. I love pairing SHREDmill directly into lasers. I like the contrast of heavy resist to unresisted. And I also feel like there's great potentiation prior to sprinting on the SHREDmill. You just feel faster. And it's hard to explain unless you've trained on a SHREDmill, which I have for a large number of years. I no longer do it, just to some hip issues. I'll bound a good bit, but I have not done gear 2 in a number of years, thanks to a car wreck. 3 years in. Anyway, that's typically what we're going to do today. We're going to try to get through 5 rounds. We're going to go as long as he can squat above 0.7 meters per second. And when he can't, we'll cut it off. So we're looking for like 4 or 5 rounds today. Typically with our athletes, and we have 7-year-olds all the way up to high school seniors. Right side is my young guns board. So that's my daughter's age, 11 and younger, or she'll be 12 next month and younger. And then our older kids. Different for all ages, as you know, as expected, right? What's appropriate for them developmentally. The younger athletes, they will squat, they'll jump, they'll do lasers, do a less, but also we'll get a much bigger circuit. Whereas I think we'll have 5 stations in Sammy's circuit today for gear 2. We might have like 8 in the gear 2 circuit for our younger athletes. This is Deuce. He is a garage dog. Everyone comes here to throw the ball with him. It's over there. He's already preparing for Sammy to throw it for him so he can chase it. Great dog. Great dog. Very particular about his ball. And if you know Deuce, you know that that ball is close by. I'm going to check out and see if there's any questions. Anybody's on here that may want to ask some questions, feedback. We got about 10 more minutes or so before Sammy shows up. Well, people on the live, thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Can answer any questions as we wait on Sammy to show up or wait for this bird to get out of here, which right now he's kind of looking around. Get him out this morning. That's how multi-talented I am. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, 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 no. Don't leave that birdie alone. Hey, leave the birdie alone. Good job. Leave the birdie alone. Leave the birdie alone. So multi-talented was able to get the bird out. So now he's free. So, hey, shouts to the bird. Going to be a good day for all of us. Go ahead now. All right, we'll go through quickly warm up that we use here for our SHREDmill workouts. Regardless of what phase you're in, my program has 4 phases. Each phase is 8 sessions for a total of 32. That's our entire SHREDmill program. And I can link my program to the chat later on today if you're interested in checking it out. We have a weight room program. Let's say you're in the high school setting and you're applying to larger groups with time being a major constraint, also like having all of your exercises each day, or you're in a private facility where maybe there's not as much lifting depending upon the population that you work with, and also the time might not be that biggest of a constraint. So typically we have warm up that we go through with our younger athletes. We use our plyometric mat here. Love the plyometric mat. Obviously anything that we can measure matters to kids. They're going to want to compete, not just against themselves, but against any other kids that do a rudimentary hop series on the mat. We'll measure contact time. So we're always having the kids try to get green numbers versus red numbers. And they're going to go forward and backward. They're going to go side to side, and then they're going to make a box with 8 hops, 4 in one direction, followed by 4 in the other direction. They're going to do that 2 rounds. We do a banded Uri drill. I do not have that set up this morning just because Sammy's going to use the squat rack to hit a couple warm-up sets in our warm-up this morning, but we do a banded Uri drill there. Athletes are going to work on an acceleration position using a green thick resistance band. We do isometrics here. If you ask all my kids, or probably the country, one of the least liked drills that they do is isometric. So we have a stopwatch, which, funny story, most kids, majority of kids here especially, do not know how to work stopwatches anymore because they're on phone and they're on watches. So having to teach them right side, start, stop, left side, reset, is fun, and most of them do not remember. So we'll do 2 rounds. We'll do a flat foot round, and then the second round we'll do a heel raise round, which is an ankle complex and the least fun of the 2. We don't have our hoops set up today for the goat drill. One of our favorite drills for all the kids to do is the goat drill. We'll do 2 rounds of that, do 1 in each direction. And kind of our goat drill is set up where they're going to keep their eyes on our moving target here. They're going to pass the ball, and then we'll give them the math equations where those take 3 from each number. So if I say 15, hopefully they say 12. A lot of times you see math being a little incorrect because of the complexity. Kids really can't do simple math, which just goes to show kind of how great this drill is for building your brain. And then the last one we have, which is outside, and we 2-inch box setup over there, and we do a lot of drops here. We will drop backwards in the warm-up. So they'll jump off backwards and land in one of 3 stances. They'll either land square feet, they'll land stagger left, or they'll land stagger right. So we'll do those for about 10 reps, and they'll do 2 rounds of that. So typically our warm-up 5 stations, and they'll do 2 rounds of each station. After that, we'll start the SHREDmill program. Sammy today, just one because of time, as in being a little bit late and got to be somewhere at 11, we'll do squat. We'll probably work up, so start with 135, maybe go 225, 275, kind of work his way up to 315. Assuming that that's a good number for him to use for points a second. We'll do a couple sets of squats. We'll get some bounding in on the SHREDmill. Huge bounding fan, especially in the private setting. In the high school setting, I did not use much bounding just because we just didn't have the time to get everybody through rounds of bounding to gear 2s and gear 3s, kind of depending where we are in the training program. But we'll bound here today, just working on really push and punch or push and pop, how to lock out the knee, how to separate the thigh, just building those gear 2 or those acceleration skills and shapes that when he hits the ground or hits gear 2. So we'll do some squats, we'll do bounding. We'll probably work a couple of drops just to kind of get him moving there, get his nervous system rolling this morning. Obviously, it is a little bit early. Not sure what time he woke up, but a little bit of break, so he probably slept in a little bit. Probably do some quick ISOs as well too, just kind of get that engine cooking quickly. So we'll probably do 2 rounds of that before we roll into our gear 2 circuit. Thinking probably do another gear 3 live video later this week, where we'll change up kind of the whole circuit, work on faster contact times. We like kind of RSI more with our gear 3. We like triple bra jumps, maybe some trap bar jump, higher velocities of the bar. I've kind of seen that, and then now you see more and more stuff coming out with other folks doing it. Travis Mash just put out an article about a month or so ago where he really got into the research behind what he's doing with gear 3. It's a great article. If you haven't read it, I know you can find it online. But along the same lines, faster speeds, faster contact times with gear 3 as they're transitioning from force into form. We got a couple minutes before Sammy gets here. I'll check and see if anybody's popped any questions into the chat. I'm gonna get lasers set up. I'm a Dasher guy. Have had the Dasher blues for a long time. Still get a lot of great use out of them. I've heard the new silvers are really good too. And if you're into looking to take that off. What's great about Dasher 2 is they're linked in with Tony's game seed program. So you can test roll 90s, you can test 180 comebacks. If you are doing that, great. I think it's so good, especially paired with the SHREDmill, because you have to teach how to slow down. You have to teach game speed if you're training go speed. You're going to build up the horsepower here with the SHREDmill. I mean, really build it up. And those that have SHREDmills, they understand. Those that don't, definitely recommend trying to go out and find one or try one just to see the benefits it'll have for you and your athletes. But Dash with Tony's Game Speed program, and then I was told shortly it will pair into the Shred app, so you can also track your game speed data, your rolls, your stops, your comebacks, as well as any of your fly times using Dasher, and it will directly into your SHREDmill app with your Gear 2, your Gear 3, your Force to Form profile, and then shortly coming soon your Gear 4 profile. There he is. All right. Finished getting these set up, and then we'll get rolling. Good. How are you? Good. Work out all right? Yep. Wouldn't crank up all the gas from back that way. Between you and Max having all kinds of car issues this week. Has he's got his worked up?
No, I don't know what's wrong with it.
Still?
Still.
Sweet. Well, say we're doing it live, man, and we have 4 or 5 people on there, whatever.
Okay.
Sammy Brown, linebacker at Clemson. So we'll warm first,
All right.
and then maybe shorten the warm up just a little bit, and then we'll do Gear 2. We'll do like 4 or 5 rounds of Gear 2. We'll basically, I'll use the VBT sensor for Gear 2, and we'll go as long as you can keep it above like 7.7 meters per second. Sound good? All right. Why don't you hit like, I don't know, hit 4 or 5 reps, man. Just something easy.
All right.
Yeah, we'll build it up a little bit, and as we go through it, after this we'll round. Sound good? If you need me to make that higher, let me know. I put it up.
No, that's
All right. Go outside. Go. How long you off for? Okay. Once you rest, and then we'll do we'll bound. So you remember bounding? You want me to demonstrate?
I think I remember.
Okay, just push and pop, man. I'm gonna connect this sensor. We'll start using it with like your next set. That way we can triangulate it. How the spring semester work out for you? Congratulations. Okay, dude. Unless they put that 90.01 on your like your diploma or your transcript, all it says is A, right? It just reads an A. Ready to bound? Yeah, you're good. So we use resistance 3 for the first bound. It's going to go for 5 seconds. Hit start whenever you're ready, man. And just push and punch. Nice and slow, kind of getting ready to roll. Good. Again, just trying to finish your push, lock out that knee, squeeze that glute, pop the opposite. Good. All right, rest. I saw Max made state in the relay. I saw he ran a heck of a split in the 4x1. 10-3 or something. You know, I'd like to take all the credit for that, but obviously, so much of this, man, is what you do outside of here. You know, and as most people that have shred mills know, if you compare this with a really quality strength program, which Mike might provide, it's gas. It's complete gas. All right, let's put that down. Who knows? Go. All right, let's grab the go. I'll let you off easy day. We'll go 30 seconds. So 30 seconds and then 30 seconds. Right side, start, stop. All right, there. Already? What'd you do this morning? Okay. I was like, well, he might have just got up, but apparently I was wrong on that one, huh? Been up. Next time you come, we'll do them with it. Like you can do your left. Typically, if like, let's say you did this in a, with Coach Love or Coach Batson in the Clemson setting, it would be with like this. It's the best application there is. Explosive legs, squatting. Sometimes I'll do like with gear 2, just to working kind of the horizontal vector still. Trap bar is great with it, heavy trap bar with gear 2. And then with like gear 3, I'll do like faster stuff, jumps, trap bar jumps, cleans, faster velocities. Good.
Sir.
All right, we'll hit a couple on that one. Since you already did legs, did you come straight from that, or did you go home afterwards?
Pretty much come straight from
Okay. Nice. So soccer got a big win last night. They played Cherokee Bluff on Thursday. I don't know, what, 3? 5? How do you feel like? There you go. Okay. You are? Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we'll do 3s, 5s, but we typically don't go over 5. Rest, and then we'll hit another bound. Let's see. Let's go. Bam. All right, rest, and we'll do one more ISO. I want you to go heel raise on this one, so really having fun. Try and get to your tippy toes. Take the time you need, and then we'll go there. I did, man. So gonna be a A big year for you guys, sending them out on a high note.
We got into, on a high note.
And you earn a ton. I mean, right? Let's be honest, right? Especially, as you know, right? As most football goes with the quarterback, and you return that guy, he should have a big year. And then defensively, you guys earn a lot. You didn't lose too much. Obviously, you didn't graduate a lot of guys, did you? I didn't think so. Man, all day, every day. Say, someone's here for this ball, ain't it? All day, every day. Ball, 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 ball.
Like, you gonna throw it or what?
We already threw it before you came, you know what I'm saying? It's like typical for me lately, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, you threw it 5 minutes ago, but that 5 minutes has been fresh. All right, how do your legs feel? You want to keep warming up? You feel like you're ready to roll?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna squat. It's gonna give you meters per, give you velocity of the bar. You familiar with velocity of the bar? All right, keep it above 0.7.
Do a lot up there.
Above 0.7, we're only gonna do 5.
All right.
Okay. And then after that, I'll have you hit probably a broad jump, and then we'll rest.
Okay.
Probably go a minute, probably 2 minutes of rest.
All right.
And then I'll have you hit a wall drill, a gear 2 wall drill. We'll just work on that position, right? Building that shape. And then from that gear 2 wall drill, we'll go gear 2. And then after that, take like another 2 minutes. And then we'll hit a laser. Typically, it'd be like a 5-minute circuit where we'll squat, broad jump, wall drill, gear 2, hit a laser. And we'll see how many times we can get through that circuit above. Hey, come on. I put 275. It might not be enough. I was thinking 315, but I also didn't think you'd do legs before you came. All right, 5 reps. This way. Nine. Oh, yeah, fast. Good. 87. Good. 86. 87. Good. All right. Hit a broad jump, and we'll start the clock. Get out there to like 9 feet or jump over that dog. There you go. Good. 9, about 9.2. Good. All right. You got some water?
I do.
Okay. So you're not taking any summer courses?
I'm taking an online class.
What are you taking online? Ooh, okay. Now, did you want to take that in the summer? So it's short, so you're not sitting there all semester?
Get it all over with.
Okay. All right, so drop this thing down. For gear 2, we use resistance 10 for our older athletes, 6 for our youngers. Like our elementary school athletes use 6, 8, kind of the sweet spot for our high school kids, female-wise, and then our kind of our younger, maybe like 8th, 9th grade males will do it. Which Sammy will use 10. I think the best we've hit is 32. You're good, man. We still got some time. Perfect. So we're going to go flat, about a minute. 0%, and go as heavy as we can. If you don't have VBT, the SHREDmill auto-regulate. If you can't measure meters per second on the bar, if you have a max, if you're tracking data using pins, find what their PR is and maybe use 90-95% of that as your auto. They'll keep going until they can hit, anything less than that, and then you'll cut them off and move to the next exercise. About 20 seconds. Go outside. Good. Head down and drive it, man. You went off the coming out of the blocks. You ran hundreds, right? Yep. Coming out of a stance to run 40s, right? Gonna be longer contacts. You're good to go, man. Finish that. Toe up. Keep those sprint toes. Good. All right. So I think what's happening is you're popping up and it's getting you to the front of your feet. Like the first thing I think you did was pop up a little bit. Yeah. Can you could it feel like down? Does that make sense? Like instead of like using any sort of push my body up, how about pull yourself down? Get lower and heavier. I think it'll change the position of your foot.
All right.
So sometimes we'll getting to the kind of the toes or the front of the foot in gear twos or gear threes or running outside. So we're going to try and get him to get a little bit lower. I think it'll push him back towards the middle of the foot, allow him to apply more force. 12.7 in 1.4 seconds. That's pretty good right there. We forgot the wall drill, but that's quite all right. All the drills.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, either one. So we'll go about 2 minutes, and then we're going to be outside. We'll hit a laser.
Sweet.
What we go? 1-2-0 is our best last time. You tied with Max, right? Then you had a bunch of reps were tied. Yeah. You won't be able to see all the way out there, but I'll give you a nice little view out into our cul-de-sac. We'll get set up that for our 5 into 10s for gear 2 and our 10 into 10s with gear 3. That's what we pair with them. So I'm going to head out there and set these up about minute 10. All right, man, let's rock and roll. So you'll see those 2 orange dots, your little Clemson dots right there. All right, 1-2-0 is your best last time. Try to get first set of lasers in 3 steps. So again, push out and up. You hold on 1 second, get the phone opened up. All right, we're good, man. Sit. Sit. Good boy. 118. All right. So we're ahead of Max. It's nice. I look good, man. All right, so that was a 118. That was his fastest one. He's hit here with me. His 1-2-0 last time. So we're down 200s at lower today. Rest, we'll do it again. Man, get out of here with that ball. I don't want that ball. I know. He's like, what do you mean you don't want that ball? I know, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you? Okay. You back in town? Nice. Josh came by a couple times. Before they went back up aft. He came three times. Got on the SHREDmill. Caleb and Josh were like the first kids, one of the first, probably the first 5 or 6 that came to Winder when I had a SHREDmill. I don't know how Gary found out I had one. And they started coming over there when I was at Winder. I came for a long time. Caleb came all the way through when he finished at Mill Creek. Josh came a little bit in college. I didn't know Josh was long in high school because he was a senior. You ready? All right, man. Same thing. Nice. 3, good. 86, 82, 84. 82. Good. 86. Good. All right, hit a broad and then we'll rest. Good. About 9-2. I think the lowest one on that one was 0.82. So we're going to go up to 315, which was kind of the first load I thought we'd go with, which is good. At least I'm not too silly. About, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, do a wall drill. You can do it right there.
Okay.
I like it there. I mean, you don't have to want to. Just kind of gives you some good good angle. Enough weight in that SHREDmill ain't really going nowhere. Good. Lock out that knee, squeeze that glute. Good. 2 each leg's fine. So swap them up there. Good. Just building shapes, right? Wall drills didn't get anybody faster. We think it's great before you get on a SHREDmill, whether it's in the private setting or setting. It's great in the school setting because it keeps people from getting lined up behind a SHREDmill. You know, they just came out of the squat rack or got off a jump, basically doing the same circuit we did here, but they can get some context, some shape in before they get on the SHREDmill. Gives them a little bit of active rest, keeps from getting a bunch of kids here. All right, man, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so again, try and pull yourself. Let's see if we can get like more midfoot, sound a little bit heavier. Stay down. How'd that feel?
That felt better.
Were you thinking about 12-1, which is fine. Your legs are going to get tired. 12-1, 1-6 is great. It looked a little better
Yeah.
in terms of it didn't
So I
seem,
was more here.
which is that's where we want it, right? It didn't seem the contact was as forefoot. It felt like it was a little bit more to the middle of your foot. All right, rest. We'll hit a laser. So you can kind of see. So we can put this up here. There we go. There we go. So we got 12-1 and 1.6. Obviously, 1.6 is really fast. It was covered 26.4 yards in 5 seconds. By pinching on a graph, we can get to about 1.6 right there. A little bit less than last time, but typically you see that happening, especially when you're doing a circuit, you're trying to fatigue the legs. All right, man. Whenever you're ready. So we can beat that 118. 123. Not as good. That's okay. Again, process is the prize, right? It's like lifting weights. Some of the younger kids get so footed up when it's like it's not a PR every time. You're trying to explain to kids like, hey, man. No, you're not. And it's just like we use the weightlifting comparison all the time. All right, you lifted weights, but you didn't hit a max that day. Maybe it just wasn't part of what you had going on. Was that lifting day not beneficial to you in the long run? No, I got better. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right, rest. What is it? Did you use your bob? Did it go underneath the SHREDmill? Hmm? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is, that bow. No silly bow. I know, right? What are we gonna do with that bow? Come on, over here. Didn't want to get out. He likes to be in that bow. All right, man, you ready? That's good. About 6 minutes. That's good. I think 5 kind of pushes it. Last one was maybe a little bit long. Go. Hit 1, 2, 3 on that one. It's a little bit slower in the second round. Completely understandable. Also kind of pairs with what we did on the SHREDmill. A little bit slower speeds there. Go. There we go. 7, 8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8. Good. 7, 8. Good. I'll jump right. That's good set. Yeah, we're going to keep it at that 315. So 7.78, 0.8-ish on those. Those I'm going to keep it at 315. That way we can kind of groove that weight for maybe 2 more rounds. See how it goes. Trying to take 5 minutes through the whole shit. Time has been a little bit later the first couple. I think we did like 5.5 last time, but basically giving them 5 minutes to try and completely recover, even though a complete recovery just because there are other stations in that circuit, but basically 5 minutes between a heavy squat set. About 40 seconds or so, do a wall drill. I'll push this. Are you ready? Couple just each leg. All right. Same thing. Just try and sleep down. Hey.
Getting up there.
Yeah, best one so far.
Yep.
Better. How'd that feel?
It felt a lot better.
Foot position
That
looks
was the
good.
best feeling so far.
Perfect. Love the feedback. Like we're going to get a bunch of videos of kids and using his teaching tools. But you can kind of see the foot position that he had there on that third rep. More towards the middle than it was on the first rep where he was closer to the front of his foot. 12.8. That was his fastest one today. Fastest one he's had 13.2, which that tracks well, seeing as he did let before he got here. All right. Slow walk it out there when you're ready. try to remember, keep your toe up. It will help. You'll just unlock all that force. Man, it's like a damn spring. Helps with turnover too. Yeah, whenever you're ready. You're 4.5. That's good. 1, 2, 2. Good. Better than the last round. .22 seconds on round 3. So we said a 118, a 123, then drop it down to 122, which is good. So rest a little bit longer and start round 4. Good. Oh, yeah, that's the ball. Yeah, that's fun. So we know if you need some more, man, I'll go and get some more water. That bear. You don't want that bear. Oh, yeah. Good. 8-3. 8-1. 8-2. Good. 7-7. Good. Good squat, man. Fourth round, 7.77 was his slowest speed on the 5th rep. See on the phone, don't get as many. Here's his peak power. So set 2 and set 3, gone down just a little bit each time, which is expected, completely normal. You got the velocities there faster on the 5th set, than the 4th set. All right, ready? Wall drill. All right, man. Round 4. 12-8, 12-7, 12. little bit slower there. 12.5 is the third. I mean, we're all in the same range, 7, 8, 7, and 6, 12.8, 12.7, 12.5. But he covered a little bit more ground though too, 27 yards. Still all really good numbers, man. Again, like your fresh legs that one day you hit 13.2. That was the best. That was the
legs on the days
best. Well, again, considering you did, the numbers are still great. I mean, I think the best was that 13.2 or 13, and then the other ones were in the 12s. All right, Russ, we'll hit laser. Yeah, about 314, 315. That's good. That dog is position all the time. Got new neighbors moved in. I don't know if we're gonna have to move his position. The neighbors will be cool with him just laying there. Hopefully they will. Yeah, oh man, that dude, that ball and those rays nonstop. He lives. Yeah, you know. Yeah. 1, 2, 4. You think? So typically like 4 or 5 is the max you'd ever do.
Yeah.
I mean, how you feel on 4 rounds? Good. All right. I ain't trying to smoke you. So did legs today. You want to finish like 2 gear 4s, just kind of striding out the hills and just finish your legs off that way.
Sounds good.
Done enough squatting today, right? So that was a 1. Oops, that was a 1, 2, 4 on that one. That was the slowest one yet, as he said. Pretty cooked. So we're gonna call it a day there on that gear 2, which is typically 4 rounds, and that's exactly what we got to, was 4 rounds. 118 was his best. That's the first one that we hit. 124 was our one, which is significantly, it's not really significantly slower. 118 versus a 124, both really fast. We try and get 120s for kids. We're just going to finish off with some gear 4s. So we talked about doing the gear 2 circuit here for this live, and I'll end it at that before we kind of get to some gear 4s. We'll probably schedule like a gear 3 one sometime maybe this week, next week, just to kind of go through the gear 3 circuit that we work on. Again, I'll post my my SHREDmill program in the comments later on. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out or leave them in the chat, or reach out anyway. Appreciate you folks coming on and hanging out with Sammy and Deuce and I this. Have a good day.